What if history's most famous theatrical masterpiece wasn't born out of pure artistic ambition, but out of the devastating, raw epicenter of a father's grief? Winner of the Women's Prize for Fiction and the National Book Critics Circle Award, Hamnet is Maggie O'Farrell's luminous, globally acclaimed masterpiece. This breathtaking work of historical fiction strips away the traditional, male-dominated mythology surrounding William Shakespeare to instead tell the deeply moving, visceral story of the forgotten family he left behind in Stratford-upon-Avon and the tragic death of his 11-year-old son that changed Western literature forever. The narrative breathes vibrant, domestic life into the late 16th century, introducing us to Agnes, historically known as Anne Hathaway, a fiercely independent, ethereal young woman who roams the Warwickshire countryside with a falcon on her glove and an intuitive, near-magical knowledge of medicinal herbs. Agnes meets and marries a penniless, heavily abused Latin tutor, a young William Shakespeare, who remains unnamed throughout the novel, referred to only as the father, the husband, or the playwright. While her husband escapes the suffocating cruelty of his own father to find his destiny in the burgeoning theatre scene of London, Agnes stays behind, anchored to the earth, fiercely raising their 3 children, Susanna and the twins, Judith and Hamnet. The idyllic pastoral reality of their lives experiences a terrifying fracture in the summer of 1596 through a chilling, suspenseful sequence tracking the journey of a flea aboard a merchant ship from Alexandria. The bubonic plague arrives in Stratford. It is the fragile, small twin Judith who falls violently ill first. In a fierce, devastating act of cosmic bargaining, her twin brother Hamnet sits by her bedside, silently offering his own vibrant health to the universe so that his sister might live. Judith miraculously survives, but Hamnet unexpectedly slips away. The central core of the novel becomes an extraordinary, devastatingly accurate autopsy of grief, exploring how a sudden, catastrophic loss can warp a home, stretch a marriage to its absolute breaking point, and alienate 2 parents who are mourning the exact same child in entirely different ways. Hamnet is an astonishing literary achievement that prioritizes the sensory, quiet rhythms of Elizabethan daily life, the smell of baking bread, the texture of unwashed wool, and the bitter taste of dried lavender, over the grand politics of the era. O'Farrell writes with an exquisite poetic prose that captures the sharp, physical agony of maternal sorrow, building towards a spectacular, triumphant climax. 4 years after his son's death, the playwright stages a new tragedy in London titled Hamlet, a name interchangeable with Hamnet in parish records. Traveling to the Globe Theatre, Agnes watches her husband step onto the stage as the ghost, realizing that this immortal play isn't an act of moving on, but a beautiful, high-stakes resurrection, a father using his art to give his lost boy a second, eternal life.